When did humans start smoking? The surprising history of tobacco. Smoking is often seen as a modern habit, but its history stretches back thousands of years. Long before cigarettes, cigars, or vaping, ancient people smoked plants for religious ceremonies, medicine, and social rituals. The story of smoking begins in the Americas and later spread across the world, changing cultures, economies, and public health forever. The first evidence of smoking. Archaeological evidence suggests that humans began smoking plants at least 5,000–7,000 years ago. Ancient civilizations in North and South America burned tobacco and other herbs in pipes or ceremonial fires. Researchers have found traces of nicotine in ancient pipes dating back more than 3,000 years, showing that tobacco was already an important part of daily and spiritual life. Many indigenous communities believed that tobacco smoke carried prayers to the heavens. Smoking was not done for entertainment alone. It was considered a sacred act that connected humans with nature and the spiritual world. Smoking in ancient civilizations. Before Europeans arrived in the Americas, many indigenous cultures cultivated tobacco. Civilizations such as the Maya and other Native American groups used tobacco during religious ceremonies, healing rituals, and important meetings. The Maya often depicted priests and rulers smoking in carvings and artwork. Tobacco was believed to help communicate with spirits, relieve pain, and treat illnesses. Some cultures also smoked other plants, including herbs with medicinal or ceremonial properties. Smoking devices varied from simple reeds to beautifully carved stone or clay pipes. These early pipes are among the oldest pieces of evidence showing how widespread smoking had become. The arrival of Europeans. The history of smoking changed dramatically in 1492 when Christopher Columbus reached the Americas. His crew observed indigenous people smoking dried tobacco leaves. European sailors brought tobacco back to Spain and Portugal. At first, many Europeans viewed tobacco as a medicinal plant. Doctors believed it could cure headaches, toothaches, asthma, and many other illnesses. Although these beliefs were later proven false, tobacco quickly became fashionable among nobles and wealthy merchants. Within a few decades, tobacco had spread across Europe and eventually reached Asia, Africa, and the Middle East through trade routes. Tobacco becomes a global industry. During the 1600s and 1700s, tobacco farming expanded rapidly, especially in the American colonies. Tobacco became one of the world's most valuable cash crops. Huge plantations were established, and the demand for labor sadly contributed to the growth of the transatlantic slave trade. People smoked tobacco in pipes, chewed it, or used snuff-powdered tobacco. Cigars became popular in Spain and later throughout Europe. The invention of cigarettes. Although hand-rolled cigarettes existed earlier, modern cigarettes became common during the 19th century. A major turning point came in 1880, when automatic cigarette-making machines allowed millions of cigarettes to be produced quickly and cheaply. By the early 20th century, cigarette smoking had become fashionable worldwide. During both World Wars, cigarettes were included in soldiers' rations, making smoking even more common after the wars ended. When did people learn smoking was dangerous? For centuries, many people believed smoking was harmless or even healthy. However, scientific research in the 1950s began showing a strong connection between cigarette smoking and lung cancer. In 1964, the U.S. Surgeon General released a landmark report confirming that smoking causes serious health problems, including lung cancer, heart disease, and chronic respiratory illnesses. Similar findings were later accepted worldwide. Governments introduced warning labels, advertising restrictions, smoke-free public places, and public health campaigns. As a result, smoking rates have declined in many countries, although tobacco remains a leading cause of preventable death. Smoking today. Today, over 1 billion people worldwide still use tobacco products, although smoking rates vary greatly between countries. Cigarettes remain the most common form, while cigars, pipes, hookahs, and electronic cigarettes, vapes, are also widely used. Modern medicine has shown that smoking damages nearly every organ in the body. It increases the risk of cancers, heart attacks, strokes, chronic lung disease, and many other illnesses. Because of these risks, many governments encourage quitting through education, counseling, and nicotine replacement therapies. Conclusion: humans began smoking thousands of years ago, not for recreation, but for spiritual ceremonies and traditional medicine. What started as a sacred ritual among indigenous peoples of the Americas eventually became a global industry worth billions of dollars. Over time, scientific research revealed the severe health risks of tobacco, transforming public attitudes toward smoking. The history of smoking reminds us that cultural traditions can spread across continents and evolve dramatically over time. While smoking once symbolized healing, spirituality, and social status, today it is widely recognized as a major public health challenge, making its long journey through human history both fascinating and cautionary.